Want a curved screen, high refresh rate gaming, and don't want to compromise? Well, the ASRock Phantom Gaming 27-inch 240Hz curved monitor is here to deliver. In the box, we've got our power cable, HDMI and DisplayPort cables, and a rugged stand. And finally, the ASRock Phantom Gaming monitor with an impressive 27-inch curved 1500R VA display. This makes for quite the immersive experience, especially in competitive games like Valorant, which demand higher refresh rates. Diving into the specs, this monitor goes up to 1080p, sports a blazing fast 240Hz refresh rate for silky smooth gameplay, and HDR10 support for vibrant lifelike colors. It covers 90% of the DCI-P3 and 113% of the sRGB color spaces, making those visuals pop at a max brightness of 300 nits. This is great for picking out enemies in low visibility situations. It's got a rapid 1 millisecond response time with MPRT mode to keep motion blur in check for perfect aim, and dual 2-watt speakers built right in just in case you don't have your headphones on you. For connectivity, this monitor is equipped with two HDMI 2.0 ports, one DisplayPort 1.2, and a headphone jack. The stand is solid with swivel and tilt adjustments, but there is no height adjustment. However, it does support VESA mounting if you want to customize your setup. The monitor also sports ASRock's low blue light technology, so those long rank up sessions are a little easier on your eyes. Additionally, FreeSync Premium is also present on this monitor, preventing screen tearing at unstable frame rates. Overall, this monitor does exactly what it says on the box. Super fast, high refresh rate gaming for titles like Valorant to give you the competitive edge you need. Today we've got something special for AMD users. The ASRock B650 Live Mixer motherboard. Packed with features and support for AM5 processors, this motherboard is a statement both visually and specs-wise. As an AM5 board, the ASRock B650 Live Mixer supports both AMD Ryzen 8000 and 7000 series processors and will continue to support all AMD CPUs until 2026. Whether you're upgrading or building a new rig, this motherboard has you covered. Power delivery is robust with a 14+2+1 phase power design, ensuring stable and efficient power distribution. For memory, it sports 4 DDR5 DIMM slots with support for 6400+ MHz speeds when overclocked. Expandability is key in any build, and the B650 Live Mixer shines with 3 PCIe 4.0x16 slots and an M.2 key E slot for Wi-Fi modules. Rear I/O is great with an HDMI and DisplayPort connector, 14 USB ports, out of which you get one 3.2 Gen 2 Type A port and a 3.2 Gen 2x2 Type C port. Those with blazing fast internet will be happy to see a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port at the back. For audiophiles, it features 7.1 channel HD audio with the Realtek ALC897 audio codec and Nahimic audio enhancement. Whether gaming or watching movies, you can expect immersive audio quality. Storage solutions are top-notch with one blazing fast PCIe Gen 5x4 M.2 slot and two PCIe Gen 4x4 M.2 slots. Additionally, it also has two SATA 3 connectors for additional hard drives or SSDs. All in all, the ASRock B650 Live Mixer motherboard is loaded with features that make it a formidable foundation for any high-end PC. Whether you're a gamer, a content creator, or just looking for a powerful system, this motherboard checks all the boxes.
Hello and welcome everyone to AMD Presents Flipkart Back to College Cup Season 1, powered by ASRock, Acer, WD Black and Portronics, hosted by TC, and I'm your host Anna. Alongside me is Aggressive. I was not here for the first game, but I did watch it from the backlines. It was pretty fun. I want to know from you how it went.
Okay, so apparently my greetings is muted, but we are now jumping on back in here. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But what I was really surprised about from game number 1 is the way that Laughtale just really took over the entire game. It didn't really feel like a one-sided affair, but at the same time, if you looked into it and analyzed the gameplay that Laughtale were trying to do, you could see that they were brimming with confidence, while on the other side, they were not. Like, it felt wrong in a lot of situations in general. ARG just kind of fell apart. Their team really just didn't bring a lot down to the table. They didn't fix a lot of the problems that they were having here on their upper bracket run either. Now that they were in this lower bracket, you would expect the team to just make improvements, go back to the drawing board, come back even stronger. It just didn't work out in the way that you would have hoped for. Jumping down over onto the prize pool, though, ladies and gentlemen, with all the teams now fighting for 1 lakh instead of the old 40,000 that we showcased before, the stakes are higher than ever. And if teams don't improve, especially in this lower bracket run, because there's no longer a safety net, right?
Right.
What are you going to do moving forward in the grand finals?
Exactly. This is a do or die situation, and that's where all the fun begins, especially for the audience and for the casters. The players are definitely in a lot of worries and a lot of troublesome situation right now, but we can definitely find our own, piece of enjoyment from it, which is a very sadist thing to say, but it's the truth. I can't help it.
And no one can help it. Now, let's go on down over to the format one more time, ladies and gentlemen. As we do see the brackets being showcased here, AR Junior, of course, did take a loss here for this one. Laughtail being the ones to take it away. They're going to be the ones moving forward, and we will see now who will be the ones to face Laughtail later down the line for their lower bracket run of Ace going up against Sovereign Esports. Now, I wasn't here when the Ace game was played. Sadly, I was having internet issues, so we can't really do much about that. But I'm really hoping to see Ace really bring something more down to the table. I was watching from the back end. Ace's gameplay really didn't stand out to me as much as you would have hoped for. But for Sovereign, when they were going up against Arvata, I could see a team that can really go the distance. They can prove themselves to be the best of the best. They just need more time. And they're given the time here, and right now. More experience, more matches to play. And with Sovereign's lineup, they have the talent to make it to the grand finals, but that talent needs to be recognized and nurtured properly by this coaching staff, plus with the players that they have on it.
Makes sense. I completely agree with you on that, and I hope to see that change happening, because there's not a lot of room for error right now. This is the lower brackets. You make a mistake, you're out, and this is where they can actually beg themselves that time which they require to actually flourish enough to go ahead and again participate into the final round. They do have a mighty lineup, and I expect big things coming from these lads. And well, they have mighty itself as well.
Yep. Mighty's been a little bit of an underperformer in my opinion, but he has a lot of star showcases from time to time. He has that spark that suddenly lights up and takes over an entire round, but he doesn't have that same level of potency and the fuel to just keep pushing forward into further rounds, which is one of the main problems I would say this team has. All of the players, they have their own individual and brilliant moments from round to round, but no one's consistent enough to do it. When you look at a team such as Laughtail, they have Simple, they have Black, you can easily start to show up in a round, take it over, and then we also have another one known as Tightrope. Tightrope's also a big factor in that team. But now, as we're looking onto Team Ace, I don't really see that. They don't have that star player on their roster that can really give a change. But what they do have is a couple of players that I do know, especially Devil. Devil is a player that can really rely on to be in those clutch situations, but then again, he doesn't have the similar level of consistency that we have seen from a lot of the other teams. So Team Ace, they're the full underdogs of this entire story, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of teams in this tournament will be looking down on this squad, and hopefully they'll be able to prove everyone wrong.
Makes sense. Both of these teams do have a lot to prove, and yes, there are players who are inconsistent overall. But considering that the maps are gonna be such diverse this time around, like there's a whole lot of difference in the way the playstyle changes when you go all the way from Breeze to Split, and then from Split to Buy. I think this is going to be pretty difficult to maintain that consistency when you're already having such a difficult time trying to maintain that in a single map.
Yep. I don't really like the map veto that we are going in for once again. Ace did pick up on Breeze, so this is kind of smart. Considering how badly Sovereign did play yesterday up against Arvata on this map, Ace is trying to capitalize on top of it. They have done the research, which I love to see. Very few teams do this, by the way, Ahana.
True.
So the fact that they have gone for something like this should give them a slight little bit of an edge. But as we're jumping on down over to the agent selection screen, this is another big factor. Almighty. Picking up on this Euro. This is a stark contrast. This is a big change from what they were picking up yesterday. They can see the strengths of the Euro that were being used on Arivata's team, and they're trying to replicate that.
Mm-hmm. Well, if they're actually able to deliver that, that's going to be a great start for the side of Sovereign Esports. But then I want to know how Team Ace is prepared to fight that off, because yes, they have done their homework, as you mentioned already. But I want to know how well have they absorbed the techniques of the opposite team as well. Again, the composition here looks like it's leaning a little bit more towards that side. I'm still waiting to see what controller is going to be picked from the side of Team Ace as well, because I did see a little bit of a hover onto floor. I believe Viper is the best pick on this map, but still I would be interested to see something else if it happens. Oh, never mind, it's Viper.
Yeah, Viper's never gonna get changed on this map. Think about it. What else would you pick up here? Harbor, not really that strong and potent for rotations. It's tough to pick any other controller and make it work here. Double controller is pretty much a necessity if you want to play anything else. Harbor's good, but you need to have that second controller to fill in the gaps that he leaves on a lot of the different sidelines. And it's the small details like this that forces Viper into the meta. And even when people say that Viper's a little bit overpowered, I don't really see it. Viper is strong, but the strengths rely on maps. And when certain map pools are, when certain map pools are given to us, such as Pearl in some cases, Freeze, Icebox, even Lotus. Now that Viper has been nerfed, Viper's not really on Lotus anymore. People are going for double initiators instead. But back then, 4 maps were out of the 4 maps, 3 maps were inside of the map pool where Viper is a must-have. And because of stuff like this, Viper is a very strong and potent pickup.
That she is. And I completely adore Viper gameplays to begin with, because that was the first agent I started with, by the way, aggressive. And I have always been that toxic teammate altogether to begin with. Love Viper abilities. But yes, her nerfs have definitely gotten her to a point where she is not as, picked up of an agent as she was before. But yeah, this is definitely a map where she can rise and shine.
Absolutely. Seems like all of the players are in a different environment. I don't remember Mighty being the situation like that, say though.
Here.
In his own comfort spot. Triggered. Opting to see the first initial player, but for now, Mighty, he's trying to find an opening for himself. The flash, not really in the best of spots, but they still get a really good kill. Ronin getting caught out in the open, and Whitebeard getting an instant catch. The walls being utilized from both sides. They are going to be able to work their way forward and knock the king. Making sure he puts a couple of crowns on the shoulders of its opponents. Almighty good for another kill, but back the king going in for the double. He's on for an ace, but he's not going to be able to get it. Say instead shuts him down. Now it's all up to Dr. Evil. The man, the myth, the legend. He has proven himself time and time again to be a player that can get these clutches done. But they need to make it happen
30
quickly.
seconds left.
So I didn't think he's none the wiser for this rotation. So this should be a free plan coming in for Sovereign. But how will the post plan play out for Say? That's a big question.
Exactly. I don't see a lot that can be done in the post plan situation. It's going to be a very aim duel based scenario. The max you can do is run around the pyramids and maybe buy yourself some more time. And well, time is the thing that players from the side of Team Ace are going to be fighting against currently. So that does buy them a good enough situation. But yeah, not having any of the smokes, any of the snake bites, first round of the game puts you in a situation where you really can't, put yourself in the best situation.
Yeah, that's the
and
advantage.
This was just a bad fight. Yeah. Didn't need to peek that.
I was just about to say this too. No, the thing is, Anna, I'm pretty sure that Say expected he was going to be able to 2-tap Dr. Evil immediately as soon as he peeked out. But no, Evil had armor. The fact that he had half armor gave him the advantage, and Say had no idea that armor was a thing.
Makes sense.
So
Makes
both
sense.
of them had the sheriff. Like you can see, Say hit the first shot, but it wasn't enough because he had armor and Say didn't.
Exactly. Hence, it's very important to keep an eye on the opponent economy to begin with. But yeah, there is a force marshal coming in from the side of Sovereign still, and that makes sense because it's a very long range map. You have very long range duels that come in at multiple occasions. Your Jet going in with that marshal makes a lot of sense. But being able to capitalize that is going to be very essential for this game to actually unfold in their favor. And it didn't.
Markai trying to maybe find one kill here over towards the mid side, but they're not really giving him much leeway to play around with. So instead, he wins the race for them as Yuta. Good for the forward position here over towards Hall, but the KO's going to be peeking into him soon enough. Sheriff in hand, he's going to be able to capitalize. No real shots or damage being done by Yuta either. So they're not happy about this play. Ronaldo. Resets from either side. It's Markai. Looking for a bit more of an opening, but he's not going to be able to find it. Has information of where Sovereign's like supposedly wants to play, but Sovereign, what's the game plan here? They want to swarm in towards this B side, but
30 seconds.
to have a chance to do something like this on B against the Cypher looks to be slim.
Here. Careful.
True that. Plus, there's a very quick rotation coming in from the side of Team Ace. They already have their players coming in for the support for Ronin. And the numbers are already tilting in their favor. Yoru is the only one remaining, and with all his might, Mighty still won't be able to save this round. It's a 2-0, and that Marshall has gone to complete waste. Not a hell lot of expense in getting a Marshall, but still quite a lot when you consider the odds of being able to survive in the next round, right?
At least with the weapons, they now have a better opportunity to take these duels. Marshall being taken out of the picture, having a Guardian in hand. The Guardian is one of the best weapons that you can hope for this particular matchup. Especially on this map. For Sovereign, Breeze being one of their weakest pickups. It's not going to be looking that good, especially with the change in lineups that they have gone for. The Euro is strong, yes, but unless you know how to utilize the Euro to perfection, I do not know how well this is going to pan out for them. Ronin in a good position, has a little bit of utility to play around with. Ronin completely getting swarmed. He checked the camera for no apparent reason. Ronin! That's an instant entry. Sovereign, they have a free side to play with, and their post plans are just immaculate with Yuta coming in from the back too. Good for the one kill, needs to worry about the back. Dr. Evil does get the shutdown, but now he's all on his lonesome. Has a Vandal to play around with, maybe gets one kill, but even that will not be a probability. 2-1. Sovereign, they get the first round on the board.
All the effort has been watered down to this. It's a 2-1 right now, and yes, Sovereign is making their comeback. I believe that there's a lot of potential that can be, outshining from the side of Sovereign. But the operator is going to be something that they have to be very, very careful of now. Because again, the way they've been playing, they've been trying to get mid control quite a lot of times. And that's where they have their major presence in the beginning of the round. The fact that the operator is back in the game is going to make that opportunity a lot more scarce and a lot more riskier for them to go forward with. This Viper Wall is definitely going to be a helpful situation. But I don't know how long it can protect them.
Oh, shot trigger.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Long enough. Long enough.
Absolutely no fear in this man's eyes. Still peeking out over into an operator here. They need to be careful in the fights that they do take. Up comes in strong. It's Markai. He's going to be able to shut down trigger. Both of the duelists now no longer being in the arsenal. 4 positions given away. Mighty opting for the flash. Doesn't really find any of the kills here either. Markai still going strong here with the first initial entry. The retake bearing a lot of fruit, but you still need to worry about the one towards the back. The post-on positioning is just gorgeous coming in from the players. Yuta with 2 and Say with another. 2-2 as Sovereign and their anchors hold down the side beautifully.
Very well done from the side of Sovereign. It did seem like Ace had actually turned the tables around once the operator got the kill. But soon enough, the positioning from the side of Sovereign's players could actually go ahead and overpower all of that by just being at the right place at the right time. Beautifully executed from the side of Sovereign, and I think if they continue in this fashion, they will be able to get themselves quite a lot of chunk in the first half itself. But I am not pretty sure if the same exact technique is going to keep on working, because these seem more like a one-hit wonder kind of situations which you cannot replicate as often. But yeah, with this split positioning, they have literally a clear entry into site B, completely vacant. Not a single person I can see there.
I have the spike.
They took a gamble over towards the opposite side of the map. That gamble not really being
Oh,
what
no,
they would have
Yuta.
hoped for. Yuta not really peeking out with intention. Small mistake could just be the thing that costs him here. Evil utilizing his
no.
utility early on. I gotta love it when you see it. Good couple of shots, and the members of Sovereign, they're just peeking out in towards the open one by one. I thought they really take this thing that is gonna make them fall apart. Dr. Evil. Showcasing exactly why he is the clutch master for the team. He gets all of the initial frags, sets them up for victory, and they get a flawless Thrifty, mind you. For this round, a flawless pretty much, with the Jet only taking a slight bit of damage, Ahana.
Yeah, I mean, this was such an amazing round for the side of Team Ace. They instantly adjusted to the way Team Sovereign was playing. They knew that side B is the hit position that they're going to be going for. Completely left it open and then tried to play on the retake. Did a very fantastic job at that. Made sure that they were covering all the angles that were previously left uncovered, which costed them the last round. And they were just able to execute so well. I mean, exactly what I was going on to say the last round itself. Like, they have to keep switching things up to be able to keep their round health, down for the side of Sovereign. Otherwise, it's just gonna be one-hit wonders. Oh.
Yo, he's still alive. Somehow he's still alive.
Yep. Somehow. I want to see way better utilization of Yoru. I mean, I have this one friend who plays Yoru so well that I've gotten used to that kind of Yoru gameplay, and now everything else just makes me wish it was a little bit more.
Vortex does spot out the clone though. That's a lot of early investments. Whitebeard, look at that. He's waiting for something to happen here. Will you find the edge just yet to make it work? But for now. Markai. He wanted to be the one to survive here, but he's not going to be able to find much.
30
Ace
seconds left.
still being the ones who are at the man advantage. Ronan's position completely unknown. Ronan, he's in a prime spot to go in for two more. Triggered does find the first. He's going to be able to deny the plan. That's good.
Down A.
And Ronan,
One
now
enemy
he just needs to
remaining.
survive. Dr. Evil's going to be able to catch him towards the mid side. Triggered. His position's already known towards the back end of orange.
10
Well
seconds
spotted.
left.
He's going to be able to give info to his players of where he exactly is. Triggered. Still in a good spot for one more kill. Stay right in towards the back. But Triggered! What a shot! Catches out Evil. This plans down pretty much. The defender is there to get the round, and Ronan is able to get the shutdown to over onto here. He survived for a very long time, but with the spike plan not going down and no pressure towards the main side, Ronan played his cards beautifully.
He did. Not only did he get the right kill, he got it at the time when the Viper was about to put the plant in. The spike completely went into the control of Team Ace, and then they just had too many men around on the side. It was just completely impossible for Sovereign to even try anything after that. All they could do was wait for the ground to crumble under their feet. And that's exactly what happened. Beautifully done. Team Ace is surprising me to a next level.
Here.
Markai now. With the operator in hand, he does have a close corner to play with, but I don't like this fight! It's dangerous, but Markai doesn't care. His flicks do land, and it reigns supreme, triggered over towards the corner, possibly another swing out from the side. Mighty just flashes himself by accident there. That will hurt.
One enemy
The operator.
remaining.
An iron wall that the members of Sovereign need to cross. Ace is not giving an inch of space away to them. There's a reason why this map needed to be a permaban for the members of Sovereign. They are now feeling the brunt of their mistake. 5-2 was Ace, showcasing exactly why they could be the kings of Breeze right behind Arabata.
Did you already jinx
When you do your
Sovereign when we
homework as a
started the game?
No, I kind of knew already that this was going to happen because it's one of the maps that they played really poorly on. This is the map where Arvata got a 13-2 scoreline. Sovereign just doesn't have an answer.
Right. And I mean, after having been beat down that badly in the previous match on the same map, I would expect the team to have gone back and done a lot of homework on this. But yeah, it seems to be lacking. It seems to be lacking to a majority part of it. And Ace is just going on giving us more and more surprising, creative, ways to hold on to a side and the ways to go for a retake. It's amazing. The adaptability and the quick adjustments that are coming in from their side. I'm impressed.
So many key important factors for game to work. For Sovereign, I need them to be more proactive in their approaches. I understand you picked up a Euro, but what is good about a Euro? You can freely enter the site, and then the jet can follow. I don't really see any synchronization coming in from Triggered and Almighty. They're playing by themselves. They're doing whatever the hell they want, and yeah, they are getting the frags as individuals, but they are not going together as a team, and that's what's really hurting them. Vortex, a little bit too close for comfort here as Marka still double dipping. He does have the dash to get himself out, but he takes a good chunk of damage in the process. Needs to reposition, get himself posted up for another fight. The Outrun spotting him out, and no longer take this Zul, but he is so not scared for any of this. God damn it, Markai. He's risking these fights, and it's working. Almighty's gonna be able to finally shut him down, the menace to society pretty much at this point. It's triggered. Needs to get out of this position. Mighty spot, already known. Takes a little bit of damage here from the shock dart. Needs to worry about it though. 5 HP, he's still able to live, but Dr. Evil comes in from the side to make sure he gets the kills. He's not gonna be checking towards mid though. The timing not in his favor. Yuno is gonna be the one to find the frag. Vortex good for 2. And with that, they should be able to hold, but still Mighty with 5 HP, doing the difference here. And Whitebeard giving the backup. The 5 HP there, surviving for the longest amount of time, and Whitebeard making sure that his teammate will not die in the process. The post plan working beautifully for the members of Sovereign, and this is the answer that they needed to get this win.
Very beautifully done from the side of Sovereign, but I cannot get my head around the fact that Markai and Viper, what huge mistakes were those? I mean, first of all, I do not want to see the Jet going that proactive with an operator in a game like this when you already have the toxin screen rising right in front of you. It's not going to be helpful. And then when you're standing in a position like that, I hope that Viper would be keeping her sight set onto the mid area and not towards the main area, because for main she could have gotten a call out from the rest of the teammates. There were literally 3 more people in the site who could have actually kept an eye there. She just left her back open for no reason. It was sad. 2 major mistakes, otherwise Ace could have had that round as well, to be honest.
Mistake after mistake is what really causes a team to fall apart. And this is another one. Triggered, and Yuda already on the backseat, and with the Cypher's hat getting tipped off. They have information on pretty much everyone. Markai missing out a key operator shot. He does pay the price for it with his own life though. But at the same time, they have full information of where the defenders are playing. Look at back the king! He's gonna be able to find the double before he finally gets shut down. Say, just get the frag, but Dr. Evil's already in the back to avenge his teammates. 6-3 as Ace. They picked up the pace here. They're using the sheer size of the map to their advantage. Members of Sovereign, they're being spread too thin.
Team Ace just has different plans for themselves. They already have 6 rounds in the first half. They are going to be walking into the second half with an advantage at least. I mean, I don't see a lot of scope for Sovereign in the first half, but I do believe that the second half might have a different story for them. This time around, again, you do see side B being taken care of by Cypher. There's a heavy presence on side A, and I don't think Sovereign has a plan in mind yet about this particular round, because everything they've tried has mostly failed.
Take flight.
It's tough. Especially in a situation like this where members of Sovereign, their buys are just falling apart piece by piece. Another opportunity here. Say, he's in a good position to maybe bait out for his teammate, but even then, it's not looking that good. Markai already posted up with the operator towards A main. Does get spotted though, but he's still holding down the line. Triggered in the back. To be given an opportunity. Even then, it's not looking that good for them.
30 seconds
Sovereign.
left.
We do find the first kill, and that's massive! Morkai missed out on a key shot, and he's not going to be able to find the second either. The operator not finding value, and he does get shut down by Yuta because of it. 2 missed shots, and that's going to be the thing that breaks them apart.
One enemy
Trigger
remaining.
finds another one, and one by one, they're able to take this victory. A slow lurk up, one's coming up right behind him. He's not going to be expecting it with Whitebeard. His head clean off his shoulder, 64 and Sovereign. Utilizing the mistakes being made by Ace to its fullest degree. A beautiful round, a beautiful thrifty and base coming out.
Well, a beautiful round it definitely was, but I'm still looking for that comeback to hit the exact point. If they're able to go to a 6-6, it's gonna be great. If it goes to 7-5, still acceptable. If it goes to an 8-4, I won't be so happy.
Who's next?
This time around, I finally see Yoru being utilized to the right
Oh,
point.
this thing. Yikes!
No more secrets.
Beautifully done.
Nicely done. Yep. That was a good combination being utilized with the Euro ult plus the Sova ultimate. Under Spirit guaranteeing a kill. Vortex's position also being known. Not really the best of angle clearing, I would say, at the end of the day. Markai being expected. A chance and a possibility of a kill. Working on Markai with a triple to his name. Possibly looking for the fourth. He's not going to be able to get it. Yuta finally shuts him down, but he did more than enough. Markai. Blade Storm reigning supreme in the man's hands.
Do you
I
see the
think the enemies
difference?
like
Aggressive. Sovereign used 2 ultimates, got 1 kill. Ace used 1 ultimate, got 3 kills instead.
That's just the brilliance,
Goodness
right? From Markai.
All right. Absolutely.
30 seconds left.
When you have an agent as bold as Jet and you have that brilliance to go along with it, that's just the best combination of brave and bold.
Yikes! Yuta.
That was just the delay of inevitable. There wasn't much that could have been done from the side of Sovereign, to be honest.
You failed. Now sleep.
Like to see these young talents really start to showcase their worth.
Last round before the
Back the
switch.
King, Dr. Evil, Markai. That Blade Storm was just so beautiful. We need to watch this again. Just look at this guy, single-handedly, the readjustment's perfect. Plus he jumped as well, right in the middle to dodge out the headshot coming in from the Euro.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
These small details can only occur if a player is very experienced with playing Jet. And Markai, showcasing to us that the amount of hours that he put into the character is for a reason.
Cutting through. Found you.
This time around, both the teams do have their Viper's pits. A very optimal situation, specifically being on the attacking side, but it just gets nullified once you have the opposite Viper's pit online as well. I want to see how this free plant is going to work out for them.
I know exactly where you are.
At the top, you can see that the Viper's Pit is in a very good position. Just with everyone being cut off from the sidelines, it'll be tough for the members of Ace to even break their way
One
forward.
enemy remaining.
Yuta being in towards the back. He has the perfect flank to catch out Markai. Markai is going to be good for 1 kill, but he's not going to be expecting the player right behind him. Utilizing the noise, Yuta's going to be able to make a force field play forward in towards
Switching
the side.
sides.
Ace lost out the round, but I would say arguably a pretty good half. 7-5 going into the attack side. Ace, they have nothing to really worry about. They also have a very good composition to take entries, but they need to be a little bit more proficient and, of course, a little bit better with their communication overall if they want to make these side entries work out properly. Considering these Viper nerfs, a lot of people forget that unless you're very close to a site, you should never pull up that wall.
True.
This is a nice spot.
You have to be very, very careful with the timings of that because, again, the toxin does get depleted very quickly, and you want to make sure that you have the right, time range for yourself to actually make the best use of the walls there. Well, diving back into the current situation of the game, it does look like 7-5 is a decent enough swap, but being able to hold down the fort is going to be very, very essential for the side of Team Sovereign this time around because, again, they need the early 2 rounds to equalize the score lines. If they slip those two, they're already far gone behind because then they will have more rounds to catch up with Ace than Ace will have to actually close the game. So that's going to be slightly difficult to work with. But let's see. They are choosing good weapons here. I'm seeing a sheriff. I'm seeing 3 ghosts as well. Like those. Like the odds of that.
With the technical pause now being taken by the members of Team Ace, it'll give both of these teams a little bit of an opportunity to just head back to the drawing board and try to figure out what's been going on, at least on the attack side, to the bare minimum. Because from what we have seen from Ace, they know how to play together as a team, but what I don't really like is the way that Vortex tries to take a lot of his fights. It's a little bit more solo orientated compared to what I'm used to, especially with a KO. You need to have proper setups and lineups with your team that you can use to brute force entries in towards the side. And unless I see something different, I don't know how much I'm gonna like this Hana. It all depends on one key important factor: getting those flashes down proper. Like Mac the King's doing phenomenal. His utility is perfect, but from the KO, I haven't seen that same level of perfection for this execution sword.
True that. You do need your initiators to be on point on a map this big because you do have a lot more area to cover and you do need that active information collection constantly to be able to figure out where you can really step in. Oh well, this was literally so unfortunate for Markai. He just walked into his own device.
Yeah, Marka is just going to be going straight up in towards the open. Revo. In a good position, needs to get the spike one down as quickly as possible. The utility, Whitebeard's already spotted. Vortex needs to be good for at the bare minimum of 2 kills here over from the opposite side. But Revo already getting shut down. Good for the first, but people jumping around him 24/7. One at the back, one at the front, and also one holding down the spike. Poor guy just can't really do much here. Sovereign, they take the first round. With that, they're left scratching their heads a little bit here because Markai's entry pathing left a lot to be desired.
True that, true that. There has to be a specific, setup that is provided to Markai to go ahead and actually, take up that area. I wish I saw better utilization of that, but well, Soren has this round for themselves, and they have the opportunity of actually converting it into an equalizer. But there's a force coming in from the side of Team Ace as well. So let's see how much capitalization they're going to be able to acquire from this. Otherwise, this is a huge waste of economy.
They agree with you there. Overall, though,
Right here.
it is in a good spot. They can go in for plan's still not yet. They're trying to bait out rotations, but Sovereign's not biting any of this.
Right here. Not ready.
Spike
Just
planted.
yet. Mighty has the outlaw in hand, so pretty much can guarantee a kill, and he's gonna be able to get it. Once Sovereign can get a mistake, and that's all that is required.
Why destroy? Cage trigger.
Get a little bit more of equalization. Classic in hand, jumps through. He
Oh.
doesn't take this fight, but he does take it regardless. Worry about a little bit more here. Triggered over towards back. Vortex is going to be able to get the shutdown over onto another. Triggered. Rated on towards the Bulldog. And going for the spike. It's used. Needs to worry about a bit more, but Vortex is aim working wonders. Gets a triple kill. And an 8-6 score line. The players of Ace still have a lot of fight left in them.
I cannot believe that Sovereign lost that fight. I mean, yeah, maybe. It was a 1v2. Maybe it couldn't have worked out eventually, but I did not think they were going to lose directly to Ace itself by Vortex, because like Theo was literally right in front. He had just a sheriff altogether.
Charlie Mike, let's move.
This was sad.
Sometimes that's all that it takes.
True that. Definitely a very strong weapon nonetheless, but again, standing in front of an automated rifle, it's difficult to put the odds on this weapon. Well, nice off angle and
shot,
beautiful
Ronan!
utilization of that. Ronan, goodness. This is ultimate.
The massacre. These ciphers on the map of Greenies, what are they feeding them? Gotta ask their moms, what are they eating before this? Every time I look at a cipher, this is a little bit more interesting.
Just a lot of spy cams. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, a 3-course meal of spy cams, nothing else. They have their eyes everywhere.
One enemy remaining.
There.
Goodness gracious, this was magic. I mean,
Look at that, that's calm aim in action.
exactly. I mean, yes, the cipher kill I expected. I did not expect Ronan to actually go ahead and take the swing and go for Sova as well. That was a very good move, because like, having stayed in the same position, he would have actually been at a place where his position was already revealed, and then Sova could have caught him by surprise. He just decided to push instead.
What a shot, Mighty.
That early a loss of the duelist, specifically when you have only one and you're on the attacking side, is difficult, but then it's all covered up if you have someone like Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil, dude. This guy is a menace to society. Like, back in the day, right, I knew Dr. Evil as a very close friend. I came from another hero shooter game, right? And in that hero shooter game, he was a close friend of mine that I used to play regularly with. The fact that he is now playing Valorant at such a high level, it is incredible to watch. And he has improved so much. I used to talk to him back in the day when he was still in gold. And the fact that he's playing this well in a professional level tournament, I love to see it. These are the rookie level players that will be the future generation moving forward too.
True. How do you feel knowing
Ace?
that people who you used to play with have reached that far ahead? When are you gonna get there? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And
I'm
listen.
being a viper.
No, hold on. You brought up this topic. I'm gonna state it out in the open. I did compete, but then my casting career took over. I blame Assassin.
Ooh. Perfect. Nice comeback. Goodness. Assassin, it's on you. We could have had yet another brilliant pro player in Valorant. Because of you, we don't have one. But we have a great caster though, so nice. Anyways, getting back into the game. Is there a lot to go back for the side of Sovereign? Do you think there's still opportunity for this team to actually make a comeback? Because for me, it seems like all they can hope for now is next.
For now, though, you just throw Ronan. And of course, the members of Ace, they're just in a different league of their own. They have the advantage, and they're hunting down players at this point. Do that in towards the back. It's going to be able to spot on one, but Vortex immediate with a refrag. That is beautifully done. Ace, They don't even care about the spike plan at this point. They're running around the map trying to find kills. Sovereign? They're like lambs trying to run away from the slaughterhouse. It's Whitebeard. Last player remaining to try and
Spike
hold down the
planted.
line. 11 to 6 seems to be imminent. And it seems as though history is just repeating itself. The map of Breeze is not their forte at all.
Gun here. Gun
Well,
here.
I like the gun here callouts that are coming in from the side of Whitebeard. Enemy here. Whoa!
Scanning ahead.
Now I see hope. I don't see a lot of time, but I see a little bit of hope.
One enemy
But at
remaining.
least getting those frags.
Eh?
No time.
I mean,
Get another frag, yeah. He gets them all.
I guess he just gets a Hunter's Fury as consolation prize. A little bit of throw, but I think the members of Ace are just feeding themselves a little bit too much.
Yeah.
It's completely fine. Mental reset, go towards in the following round. You need to be careful though. I understand you have won out on a lot of rounds consecutively, but your economy also matters. If you lose out on this round, if we can look at the scoreboard for a second, the economy needs to be in a good spot to make this one work.
Exactly.
With
But
the
well,
last
if
round
you
being
look
in a
at
little bit of a
Sovereign-
loss, it's... Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, I was saying if you look at Sovereign and the amount of ultimates they have stacked up right now, it seems like they do have the opportunity of at least seizing one round and then maybe go on a complete snowball momentum.
No, what?
Go ahead and get those
No, Mighty!
frags. What?
I know exactly where.
That was unfortunate. I don't have that same hope anymore. I was thinking like in the post plan scenario they could maybe use the Yoru Sova combo, but well, now they don't have any Yoru anymore.
You want a piece of this? Shutting them down.
I think they spotted Utah. Did they not? Oh, now they do. Now they literally know where he is.
Last player standing.
Gonna be a double swing. Both of them die? What?
Wiped clean.
That's not how you
I
double
find them.
swing. This is weird. Okay. Now that Sovereign has one around, they did not have as many stacked up players remaining, so I wouldn't say the economy is as strong as they would want it to be right now. But they still have the opportunity to actually go ahead and push us to maybe an overtime. It's a very slim chance though.
Save it.
Welcome to my world.
Arkai though, and towards the back attacks in the angle. He's able to find it too. What is Ace doing? How are they able to find some of these kills? It's so surprising. Hunter Spear now being dodged out, a reverse Hunter Spear now being utilized, going for the kill, attack the king. Doesn't miss out on any of this. The game sense on this man is just beautiful. Already cleared out mid. He has information that wants prowess, but Mighty still making sure that his team is in contention for all of it.
My bottom broke.
One being spotted because of the neural theft. They're inside of the Viper spit, so they have a little bit of room to play around it, but even then it's not really much. Mighty!
enemy
He's
remaining.
able to catch another one with the spam! He's running around, but time is still not in his favor, but Mighty! What are these shots and what are these bullets? But he does not have the time! He does! 0.03 seconds!
Goodness!
Match point.
Could have almost had it! Could have almost had it!
Here.
Goodness. What just happened? The number of emotions I'm feeling is so many, I'm confused. That's the one prominent one right now. I don't even know what to feel. In any case, it's match point for Ace.
was a little bit too close for comfort.
Oh,
But Trigger is now over towards the back. Okay, he just W keyed his way forward all the way from elbow. And doesn't give
same
two damns
spot,
about
Ronin
what's gonna
got two
happen.
frags. Yeah,
Yeah.
like recently Ronin got a couple of frags from the same spot and he did a great job. This time around, Sovereign was more than cautious. Love that adaptability. Love that the fact they remember what's happening to them.
Last player standing.
I don't see a way out for say.
Powerless.
Attackers win.
Correct and hunted.
Were we really surprised that this happened on the map of Breeze? Not really. Sovereign just... I don't know how to put it in a much more of a... How do I say it?
Euphemistic.
I don't know how to say... Euphemistic... Not even a euphemistic. I don't know how to say it nicely. That Sovereign just doesn't know how to play the map of Breeze. Like, and it's completely fine. It's okay that every team cannot play every map properly. Some teams are really good on the map of Lotus, but they're really bad on the map of Ascent. Sovereign's just one of those teams that doesn't know the bare bone fundamentals of how to play Breeze. Breeze requires you to have proper coordination between your primary duelist and the two initiators if you're running a double initiator. Or if you have two duelists, let's say a Yoru, your Yoru needs to go in and your Jet needs to be 24/7 behind the Yoru, making sure that someone is present to get those refrags if your Yoru doesn't get a kill. Mighty did an incredible job. His individual performances were so brilliant to witness. Like, you could see, right? The man nearly got a clutch and his shots were so clean. The man was one-tapping people out of existence. But it just didn't matter because he didn't have the coordination with his team that was required for him to pull off even more beautiful plays with that group.
That.
It was a far
I
cry from what we witnessed from on even game on the match that Arabata were playing, because Arabata's Yoru had a big difference maker. It was the Jet that was always behind the Yoru, making the play, allowing the plays to happen.
Makes sense. But yeah, I mean, somewhere it does seem like at certain point, even the game decided to not let Sovereign win anymore because that round 0.03 seconds, it was so unfortunate, so unfortunate. Just by that little margin of time, you literally lose. And somewhere you could say it was very calculated from the side of Team Ace as well to go ahead and make sure that they peak at the right time. Like, Sova he knew Yoru is sitting right there. He did not peak until it was time. It was just beautifully done. I mean, I have nothing but praises for Team Ace. However, as you've mentioned, this one is specifically a map that is not good for Sovereign. So maybe the next map is going to be a completely different story.
There's a good chance, but as we're going to be jumping on down over into the scorecards, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest difference maker, I think, was just them being very uncomfortable playing this hero. Mighty was good, but I don't really think he understands what this agent really entails on this particular map. Dr. Evil was just phenomenal. I'm not going to talk about any of the members of Ace because each player played their game to perfection. Markai as well. He's an X factor on the team that got all of the impact frags. I don't care if he's gone negative here because he did well in the entire game. That's Ace.
That he did.
Entire team,
feel like,
well-oiled unit from the top to bottom.
True that. I did feel that at certain places, I did feel that Markai just went ahead and overextended himself. But I think you can let that go if you know that the team is that well-oiled that they're going to be able to cover up for you. And you just, like, they just give you the liberty to go ahead and play your own game as a duelist, specifically when you're playing Jet in hindsight. Because, like, I've seen a lot of pro-level teams do that. They just keep fueling their Jet to go ahead and do whatever they want. And then they are still able to recover from a completely, zero kill loss from the side of the Jet.
Yeah, there's always those kind of possibilities, but even though Mighty did get the match MVP here, Sovereign Esports just felt like a shadow of themselves from what we witnessed yesterday. The team's coordination wasn't really on the same level. It possibly was the map. I really do think it was the map because this is not the team that we witnessed on the map of Lotus. Greece just looks to be one of those maps that really breaks this team apart. They can't really take those long-range duels as they would have expected. The individual performances are there, but the team game coordination that was required to play this map of Greece at a very high level just did not exist for them.
True that.
Like, you can't really quantify what really went wrong for the members of Sovereign, but hopefully they go back to the drawing board and just shake off this loss, because this wasn't their map, and that's okay. And hey, as the next map is getting prepped up and ready for you back at home, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to check out all the links down below in the description. Check the sales on Flipkart. There's a lot of incredible deals coming out from our sponsors, so make sure to grab yourself a product as we head on down over into a short little break, and we'll be bringing you a lot more Valorant action in just a little bit.
Want a curved screen, high refresh rate gaming, and don't want to compromise? Well, the ASRock Phantom Gaming 27-inch 240Hz curved monitor is here to deliver. In the box, we've got our power cable, HDMI and DisplayPort cables, and a rugged stand. And finally, the ASRock Phantom Gaming monitor with an impressive 27-inch curved 1500R VA display. This makes for quite the immersive experience, especially in competitive games like Valorant, which demand higher refresh rates. Diving into the specs, this monitor goes up to 1080p, sports a blazing fast 240Hz refresh rate for silky smooth gameplay, and HDR10 support for vibrant lifelike colors. It covers 90% of the DCI-P3 and 113% of the sRGB color spaces, making those visuals pop at a max brightness of 300 nits. This is great for picking out enemies in low visibility situations. It's got a rapid 1 millisecond response time with MPRT mode to keep motion blur in check for perfect aim, and dual 2-watt speakers built right in just in case you don't have your headphones on you. For connectivity, this monitor is equipped with 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, 1 DisplayPort 1.2, and a headphone jack. The stand is solid with swivel and tilt adjustments, but there is no height adjustment. However, it does support VESA mounting if you want to customize your setup. The monitor also sports ASRock's low blue light technology, so those long rank-up sessions are a little easier on your eyes. Additionally, FreeSync Premium is also present on this monitor, preventing screen tearing at unstable frame rates. Overall, this monitor does exactly what it says on the box. Super fast, high refresh rate gaming for titles like Valorant to give you the competitive edge you need. Today we've got something special for AMD users. The ASRock B650 Live Mixer motherboard. Packed with features and support for AM5 processors, this motherboard is a statement both visually and specs-wise. As an AM5 board, the ASRock B650 Live Mixer supports both AMD Ryzen 8000 and 7000 series processors and will continue to support all AMD CPUs until 2026. Whether you're upgrading or building a new rig, this motherboard has you covered. Power delivery is robust with a 14+2+1 phase power design, ensuring stable and efficient power distribution. For memory, it sports 4 DDR5 DIMM slots with support for 6400+ MHz speeds when overclocked. Expandability is key in any build, and the B650 Live Mixer shines with 3 PCIe 4.0x16 slots and an M.2 key E slot for Wi-Fi modules. Rear I/O is great with an HDMI and DisplayPort connector, 14 USB ports, out of which you get one 3.2 Gen 2 Type A port and a 3.2 Gen 2x2 Type C port. Those with blazing fast internet will be happy to see a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port at the back. For audiophiles, it features 7.1 channel HD audio with the Realtek ALC897 audio codec and Nahimic audio enhancement. Whether gaming or watching movies, you can expect immersive audio quality. Storage solutions are top-notch with one blazing fast PCIe Gen 5x4 M.2 slot and 2 PCIe Gen 4x4 M.2 slots. Additionally, it also has 2 SATA 3 connectors for additional hard drives or SSDs. All in all, the ASRock B650 Live Mixer motherboard is loaded with features that make it a formidable foundation for any high-end PC. Whether you're a gamer, a content creator, or just looking for a powerful system, this motherboard checks all the boxes.
Moving fast with a wanna be free. All these feelings got me singing easy. I can barely breathe. I'm the southern type, no you can't tame me. Baby, I'll just leave. There's no point in trying to chase me. Only one thing I need. Oh no, say it ain't so. I do what I want and I don't like no. Oh no, say it ain't so. Oh no, say it ain't so. I don't
enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Our spike carrier is
One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Last player standing. Enemy remaining.
free. All these feelings got me seeing hazy. I can barely breathe. I'm the southern type, but you can't tame me. Baby, I'll just leave. There's no point in trying to chase me. Only one thing I need. Oh no, say it ain't so. I do what I want and I don't like no. Oh no, say it ain't so. Oh no, say it ain't so. I don't
Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the AMD Presents Flipkart Back to College Cup Season 1, powered by ASRock, Acer, WD Black, and Portronics. Now, we are back with game number 2 of Series 2, ladies and gentlemen, of Ace going up against Sovereign Esports. And honestly speaking, Team Ace just pulled up a performance in map number 1. Greece not being the home ground of Sovereign as we have seen in the past. History has proven to be right once more. Sovereign not banning out this map could have been the double-edged sword that they were not hoping for. They expected that, hey, maybe we can run this Euro-based composition and we'll be fine, but no. They didn't know the bare-bone fundamentals of the map to even play it properly with the composition that they had in their arsenal. But what I did see was the individual brilliance coming in from players such as Mighty on that roster. If he's able to translate that going into map number 2, it'll be a big difference.
True that, but then again, thinking about the fact that it is the map of Split, which again requires quite a lot of coordination between the players, specifically when you're on the defensive side, makes me doubt if that's going to be the best situation for them. However, I will be hopeful because we do want to see as many maps as possible, because this is some next level Valorant that we're being able to witness here, and I would definitely want it to go on for as long as possible. But yeah, Asian selection is up and we're going to be able to have the tea on who they're going to go with. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, it's the very usual.
That was a very quick
Asian
one.
selection. Yeah, I mean, people already know
That's
what
a
the
little
order
bit of a
is.
surprise.
It's always a breach. It's always accompanied by a jet and a raise. There's always an omen and a cipher. It's the same exact thing every single time. I don't think there was a doubt.
Yeah, but it's a little bit of a surprise that teams have just picked up on their agents so quickly. There's like a running joke in competitive levels of play. Even though teams, they already know what agents that they want, they intentionally they pull down the timer for a very long time. But I think because some of the players, are going to be playing from the cafes, they don't want to spend that extra little bit of money, that extra 40 seconds that they have to wait for the agent selection. So, good sports from either side. The map of state will
Which
be
cafe
our
is this
battleground.
charging for seconds?
I mean, the thing is, in India, you guys have so many cafes. In Bangladesh, we have like what? Maybe 1, 2, or 3. So you guys are lucky in that regard.
Oh. Never knew that I'm not supposed to take those cafes for granted. Now I do. Oh, well, a good trade in the beginning itself. We are seeing Cypher being taken out already. He's just running in. No fear for this man at all.
Oh no, what was that flash touch from the sky? The man just flicked his mouse perfectly at the moment.
Spike planted.
Marka is in the zone. An ace. They just doubly keyed their way in towards the side, and they did it before the members of Sovereign could even react. With a beautiful rotation coming in as well. The members of Sovereign, they're none the wiser. In towards the back, it's going to be Ronin with the first. Now, he's able to double up with his buddy. The trades could come instantaneously, but it's not even required.
Oh goodness. Again, an explosive start for the side of Team Ace, and Sovereign is still left behind. They are going to have to go ahead and pick up their pieces as quickly as possible. To be honest, I feel like Sovereign is in the position where they need an early head start already to be able to be in a confident zone. Because if they're trailing behind, even if it is just by a couple of rounds, it's going to be harder and harder for them to actually make that, win possible, because they've already lost with a good margin on the last map. What do you think?
Yikes. Trigger just comes in with a big play of his own. Ronin's going to be able to get the shutdown play over on a 1. But that shorty does find value. And what is happening in this map? People are just jumping in towards the open and taking fights. Somehow, Sovereign, they're the ones who have come out on top of it all. They are low on HP,
That's true,
but
they,
it's completely fine.
exactly. As long as you have the numbers and the protection for them, it's going to be sustainable. And Yuta's position is going to be pretty crucial. I mean, if he's going to be able to catch even one person off guard, that's more than enough value for him. He lost his window. Yuta lost his window.
Good. In the back, he's
Wow.
gonna be able to take out one though.
Enemy.
Oh, the
That's a
weapon
big
as well.
opportunity. He's able to pick up the gun and hits the shot. It's Utah. Here's an opportunity to now maybe pull off something big. The stun. Still 30 seconds left to even try to get this one back.
remaining.
Timing needs to be perfect.
Not
And
the
back
right
the
man.
king. Showcasing exactly why he is known as the king. Just worry about the front. The shot needs to connect, but say, faster on the trigger, and he's expecting the play to happen. Beautiful utilization of the smoke for it all. Sovereign, they do get a thrifty round under their belt, and Utah, the aim was immaculate.
Beautiful, beautiful. He was also lucky enough to go ahead and find the other Cypher completely off guard. Nobody was expecting him to come, and he did have a very crucial, position. And I felt like he almost missed his window, but he was able to come back into the game and actually make pivotal, moves, which were able to determine how the whole round goes for the side of Sovereign. Did lose his life at a point where we were not expecting him to, but then the use of that smoke was very well done from the side of Sovereign. I mean, kudos to Omen for being able to bring this round home.
Out of charges.
Now though, a little bit of a switch up to the overall strategy. Members of Ace, they don't have the weapons to make this one work. Thrown in, Shorty in hand. He does get caught out by Markai. He does find the trade-off immediately. 1-for-1 for either side, as both raises no longer in the arsenal. Say does get a catch over onto the players of Ace. So he does have a little bit of an answer. And with the dodge, it's going to be Markai with a good hit. But triggered. He does not whip out on those shots. One from the sidelines. Boy's going to be good for one kill, but immediately gets shut down by Say. 2-1. Sovereign. They have a little bit of stability, but these rounds, they're so chaotic and hectic. Ace, what's up?
So that this is going out of hands completely. I mean, this is going to be one of those maps which is going to completely exhaust the players by the end of it because of how much is happening in every single second.
Here.
And if this happens to be a map that goes to Sovereign, that is going to be a test of endurance for both the teams. Because again, after a map in which you're playing that dynamically, it's difficult to continue because that completely exhausts you.
That is for certain. It's situations that like this that makes or breaks a team depending on how well they're able to adapt. Markai, he's in a good position, already popped out the dash and he's able to find a forward spot. Takes out one of the players, he knows the angle, but the smoke is going to give him a big save. They need to get out and get into a better position in general. Almighty's going to be able to shut down Vortex though. So the lurk, no longer present on across the map. Zevo, the backlines forwarding up. Couple of good shots, but they're surrounded from every different angle. They need to go in for kills and they're going to be able to find it. Mac the King open things up for them. He does have 5 HP, but that's completely fine. They're going to be able to make that rotation all the way back in towards the A side. But look at the positioning from the Cypher. It's all up to him. Utah, he's completely unknown. They have no idea what they're walking into.
30 seconds
Maintain
left.
trigger discipline, he didn't. Should have maintained trigger discipline a little bit here. I would have expected him to wait a little longer before he's, going up with his firepower. Could have given him 2 kills instead of 1 because there was very little HP on one of them. Anyways, now we're in this 2v2 post-plan scenario. From the side of Sovereign, I feel like they will have to push together, and if they swing together, that's gonna be fine. But no, they didn't.
Good shots, Ronan. They're doing a really good job here, Hana, too.
30 seconds left.
Movement is perfect, and they understand that, hey, we don't need to plant over onto the B side. Because now that we have full control over onto Ali, we can go in for a simultaneous rotation over towards the A side. Plus, the fact that Ronan's position has been unknown for this long, he can sneak his way in through mid vents and get a catch onto the player from heaven as we're rotating in towards the side too. The timing for all of the pushes were perfect coming in from Team Ace, showcasing their coordination and teamplay.
Oh no. That was a very early loss, and you don't want to lose your race that quickly into the game, specifically on the map of Split, because there's a lot of space creation that's required. Oh no. I'm not very happy
One enemy remaining.
with the way the trades are going on, but well, it's a 1v3. There's definitely neural theft, but no point of using it right now, so let's see where it heads.
Absolute chaos
Spike
though. These
planted.
players, they have absolute no chill. Speed at which these entries are happening is a pretty decent surprise, I would say. Utah does get a little bit of an upgrade, but with no armor and 3 players still alive and kicking to try and shut him down. It's gonna be difficult. 70 HP down. Does find the first, but last 2 are in even better positions. Dr. Evil has the ability to go in for a bit of a smoke, opting for the first play. Timing is his, and Utah didn't know which one to check first. 2 to 3. See Mace. They get another round. Plus, they have 2 big ultimates now online, being the Neural Theft, plus the Rolling Thunder.
I think Utah has way too much weight on his shoulders right now because he's literally trying to find a way to get the team in a position where they can actually pivot the whole victory towards. But it's obviously going to be taking a toll at some point or the other. And like in this one, he was running against time. He was running against a team which had 2 players, and his own had him itself, just 1. Moreover, they were in a very good position to actually go ahead and create a crossfire, which was going to be completely devastating for him after all. But look at that. A very bombastic start with that showstopper from the side of Mighty.
Off your feet!
Gets a strong opening in as well. The Cypher stuck on an island. Not going to be able to do much. Poor old Yuta. Both of the Cyphers being on the receiving end of a bunch of damage and a good chunk of utility. Markai in a good spot. Ultimate's now being popped. He needs to worry about the Seekers coming in towards the angle. He needs to get this one out, but Dr. Evil still's going to be able to find one straight to the smoke. The spam does connect. An ace. They now have the significant man advantage going into this. The stun has been utilized, but still not in a position that they want to have. Dr. Evil now going for the rotation in forward. Knows exactly where the last 2 players are. Whitebeard does find the trade, but not in the most favorable fashion. Map control still in the favor of Ace. Another round for their team as well. Ana. It's like all of these rounds are going by at a lightning fast pace. I can't even keep up. Some of the analysis that I want to do, I can't even try to speak properly because the teams, they're going head first and they're not going for the long game at all. There is no trap play. There is absolutely nothing. It feels as though I'm watching a game of ranked. This is what my normal rank games look like, with players just W-keying their way into the site and just killing everyone.
Well, as you mentioned, they don't want to spend way too much time into the cyber cafes. They want to get this done with as quickly as possible. But yeah, it is definitely pretty dynamic, pretty proactive the way the game is going on. And look at that. An early loss of Utah, that's dangerous for the side of Soulwind, because as far as I know, so far, Utah has definitely been playing that role where he is going on and fighting all those off angles, going on and fighting all those flanks, being able to make most value out of his character. Right now, him not being in the picture definitely puts the team in a place where they have to be very well oiled, but they aren't. I don't know how Trigger died to that.
I mean, it happens. It happens. There's a lot of things that are just happening in this game, as you can already tell. Like, look at these shots coming in from Rolling and Markai. Both of these duelists are in perfect sync with one another. And you can tell that this was the case in the previous game too. Ronan was on a Cypher. You're telling me an explosive player of his confidence was on a Sentinel previously.
Yep, and was also playing like one. Not being very proactive, not being the one just barging in and taking those fights. Doing exactly what a Cypher is supposed to do. Staying calm, holding the fort, making sure that the team has enough time to come back and actually reconcile for the fights that are about to be taken. I don't know how you make that 180 shift in your mindset, in your playstyle over the break of like 10 minutes max. This is amazing. That's mere flexibility, adaptability from a player. That's what you want from a player who's going to be able to fill in the shoes of a duelist as well as a sentinel. And
Here.
that's how you know you have the right choice in your team.
True. So he's gonna take this tactical timeout to just put an immediate halt to the overwhelming rushes that are being showcased by the members of Team Ace.
Ah, this is a nice spot.
Maybe it can put a break to the momentum, but even then, it's gonna be tough. Dr. Evil does have Into the Shadows to give him a little bit more of an edge of information against the opponents, but as they're making a rush in towards the side of the Cypher, it does not go that well. Marka is already in towards the side. He has a little bit of an angle to play around with, but Whitebeard with the stun, he's gonna be able to find a second. Looking for the third, and the angles are already there.
One enemy remaining.
Timing not going in their favor whatsoever. And Vortex, position's already known. Last player remaining. Trigger does have a flash. He has the second one too. He's gonna play the mind games, and he's gonna be able to catch him out as well in the process. 3-5 as Team Ace finally gets shut down as they were trying to go in for these rushes. And the entry pathing coming in from Markai just did not seem that fruitful whatsoever.
True that. But is this going to slow them down is the question. Are they going to actually consider going for a slower hit, or are they still going to keep on rushing? Because I feel like they are indicating towards a fast speed this time around. What do you think?
Yeah, they're going for a bit more of a default in this round. Both the Raze and the Jet have split up into two different forms. A little bit of mid pressure coming out from the Jet, while the Raze is trying to help out the Cypher, maybe get a forward position over onto one. Evil did make a slight bit of noise here to give information that there's players outside of BA. That should be good enough. Smoke used, and that's pretty much it. It's triggered. In the front of it. For Ace, it's the slowest that we have seen them from the last couple of rounds. Marquez is going to be able to push himself in towards vents. So that's mid control fully established. Now, where do the attackers want to go with this level of control triggered? Does get spotted. He tried to take a long angle fight and it did not work out for him. Now it's up to Ronin to maybe try to equalize things out first. And then save positions already given away, but the movement was just better. Save with the one tabs does find the kills. Now Markai, he needs to make a choice. Does he want to go? Does he want to stay?
30 seconds left.
Oh, beautiful positioning. Ah,
One enemy remaining.
if only Markai was able to convert more than one frags at this time. But well, it's all left to Mac the King now. Let's see if Mac the King is gonna be able to find his frags. He does get
10
one.
seconds left.
Has two more to fight with. Very little time on the clock. Nice damage dealt. He
Steal.
kinda has an idea of the position. He will be able to go ahead and plant, but not really hold on to it. Will he?
Remaining.
Yeah, he can't. Got one, could not get the other.
Good damage though coming in from Mac the King. Poor guy couldn't even go in for a full scale rotation considering the amount that is left in the clock. 4-5 at Sovereign.
Yeah.
Most rounds on
If
either
only.
end of this. Yeah, if only.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in an alternate
If
reality,
only there
they
was
do
enough
have an
time.
opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if there was enough time for the rotation to happen, relocation to happen after the plan, then it might have been a completely different story. Because after getting that first frag, it did give me hope for another win for the side of Ace. But yeah, Sovereign does look like they have the chance of actually turning things around.
For now though. 4-5 as Team Ace. They're utilizing the showstopper to go in for an instant push. All of the angles have been cleared out. They don't know what's inside of the smoke, but Trigger gets caught out. A good utilization of utility coming in from the members of Sovereign, but it just was not enough. Almighty. Towards the
Spike
front.
planted.
He does get shut down as he does find a kill for his own troubles. But his team nowhere to be found to try and capitalize on top of the space that he was able to create.
Cover going out.
Now this retake is 10 times harder. They do have a breach ultimate to play with though, but they need to get the perfect timing to make this one work. Ultimate in hand, and Dr. Evil is gonna be the one who holds down the line for this. Both breach ults already used. One to stop the push, and one to make it occur. But with time taken away, the shots need to connect. Yuda's gonna be good for the first, looking for the second, and Yuda single-handedly turning things around here for his team. Dr. Evil wants to go be the game changer, but Whitebeard's over towards the top rope. And he gets the slam dunk. 5-5 as Yuta. He solo peeked into everything. And he was able to capitalize and win the duels. His 50-50s are incredible to watch.
To that. As you mentioned in the last game, Aggressive, I remember.
Yes, this should
What
go.
do these ciphers eat before their game? They're just
This goes
they're
here.
just so vital to the overall team performance. I mean,
This is a nice spot.
you could tell if a team is having a good day or a bad day, but just by looking at the scoreline of the cipher.
The performance is being put up by Yuta too. It's just an absolute surprise. Like, I get it, Split is a little bit more of a defense favorite map, but the way that Ace have been playing, you would expect them to win a lot of these rounds. They are making the right plays, but when you lose duels like that to a Cypher try peeking you, you cannot have situations like this happen. Ronin. A little bit of a good angle of his own. Flash is perfect. It's Yuta. Stuck in behind the smoke. He's going to be able to push his way forward. Good crossfire setup from both sides. This is an opportunity for them to turn things around from here. It's Mighty. Angle's good, but he doesn't really connect the shot. He is able to reposition himself, and that's perfect. Main control already being given. Say's in a perfect spot too. He's going to be able to reposition, and Ronan's none the wiser. He does get a slight bit of damage, but that's pretty much it. Instant rotation towards the opposite side. Dr. Evil's going to be able to find one, but Yuta with the instantaneous trade. Both teams,
30
they're not
seconds.
letting, they're not stepping off the gas pedal for even a second. Yuta's in the perfect corner. One with the drop down. Vortex is going to be able to get the shutdown kill over to another. One spotted, and now Vortex. He doesn't have enough gas in him to make this kill happen. Mighty gets a shutdown over onto another. 65. Sovereign. They have the answer, and they also have the lead for the first time in this entire series.
Yup. For the first time in the series, it seems like they might have the stronghold required to actually continue with a lead into the second half as well. Because, like, in this situation, I feel like there is definitely a possibility of 7-5. I'm not even leaning in towards 6-6 as much. But yet again,
Get out of my way.
as we have discussed before, Split with a well-coordinated team is great defense. Being on the second half, it
Rushing
might just
again.
be able to give us more than what Sovereign did. Mark, not those early losses, man. Not those early losses. Are they just waiting for the second half to start?
Player standing.
I think so at this point.
There we are.
They didn't try to bait out utility. They didn't want to go towards mid. Markai went in alone. The raise was nowhere to be found. The pain shell wasn't really being utilized to try and break out the Cypher tripwires either. They made mistakes, and a lot of it. Pause being taken really early to maybe just reset the team's momentum
Here.
and the mental of the squad,
Here.
because, good
Careful.
God, Team Ace, what's up with you guys? You're not talking to each other. You're not coordinating your utility. It was a good start early on, but after a while,
Here.
Sovereign just started reading you like an open book.
Here.
That they did. And being able to read, adapt, and as well as follow through with executive plans that are going to be able to make you fight strong against a team that you've read is something that Sovereign has been acing in right now, unlike Team Ace themselves. For this particular first half. Not gonna get ahead of myself just yet because we've seen how dynamically amazing Team Ace can be. So not gonna take anything away from that.
This goes
Just have to
here.
wait and see how this one's gonna pan out for them.
That goes there.
Pause now over Yuta in the lurker with the possibility of a B rush being on the cards for the members of Sovereign.
Here. Ah, this is a nice spot.
I like the odds that they're going in for here. It's ace. What's the answer for them? Trailblazers are coming out towards mid. They gained some early information, but they can't make this push happen here, Anna. Not yet, at least.
Through that, there is enough util available for the side of Team Ace to be able to hold them back.
Tripwire destroyed.
However, they are deciding to let the mid control go completely. Just hold it from the backlines. Because they've already created a fake insecurity for the side of Sovereign to not really push as quickly. And once the time starts ticking out of hand, you can expect Sovereign to go ahead and make mistakes, which can then be capitalized from the side of Team Ace.
Completely agree with you there. But for now, it seems to be a calm before the storm. Sovereign. Do you have the angles already prepared and ready? Stun comes through from the opposite side. A lot of space being gained by Almighty here.
Oh no.
Does get stunned.
That was
And he
audible.
also spotted a beautiful classic right click coming in from
30
Vortex.
seconds
To
left.
find that hit. Triggered. Looking for
Spike
one more,
planted.
but his position now being known. 23 seconds left on the clock. They need to try and get a kill and trigger as quickly as possible. It's already spotted. Low on the HP department as Dr. Evil tried to maybe go in for a bit of a save. Going into the smoke. They need to worry about Triggered in the back. Triggered. Could have been alive. But it's completely okay. Stays in towards the back. He needs to find the shot and he's going to be able to get it. Good for the first, but he's not going to be good against his own twin brother. 5 HP and a dream, and he does find this clutch. 7-6, ladies and gentlemen. As the answer is there. Team Ace. They get one more on the board.
Very well done from the side of Team Ace. It could have been much better. I mean, they did not have to lose as many players. But they did, and it's okay. It was the first round of the second half. You do not have as much invested to begin with to feel like it's gonna, shatter your economy at all. And in the second round, you are gonna be investing in some better weapons anyways. So it's okay to run with the classic alongside. So I feel like a good enough opportunity for Team Ace to go ahead and capitalize here. But they will have to make sure that they get this one as well to equalize the scoreline and to actually move forward from there with a stronger foothold. Sovereign is being very cautious. They will need as much value as they can get from their initiators. They need all the information in the world before they come in. They seem slightly scared.
Can't even blame them, right?
Yeah.
Ronin, he spotted out
Ronin.
one. And the hanging Tarzan's gonna be able to find another catch too. He's able to find his third as well. A beautiful round coming in from the members of Team Ace. They had all of the information, and that's all that they needed to go in for the final blow. 7-7, ladies and gentlemen, as both teams have equalized. But with Sovereign now being able to pick up their main guns, it should be a bit more of an even playing field overall.
This was
Enemy remaining.
so sad for the side of Mighty. But well,
Here.
Ronin did make the best use of that rope. Even though it's not as easy to get, thoughts connected from the rope anymore as it was in the earlier days. Well controlled there.
Someone does have a free side to play around with here, though. With that, full control of the side, but they still have to worry about the players that could be walking in behind them. Flash is good, but the trade is simultaneous. Both sides are able to find value. A little bit of an upgrade here for Dr. Evil, but even then, this retake doesn't really seem to be a probability for them. There's in towards the side. The stun is perfect. The kill does not happen. Vortex is going to be able to shoot down one. Dr. Evil, even though it's full blinded, he's able to find value. Vortex in the corner, and he gave away the sounds. And Whitebeard, as soon as he found out the noise, he is not going to miss. 8-7, but a very, very, very expensive round coming in from Sovereign. They lost out on 4 guns to try and win this one through. And even though Whitebeard is one step closer to that Rolling Thunder, that form of an investment loss can really start to snowball out of control unless they're able to win this round.
Do that. Also, they're gonna have to make sure that they're not letting their ultimates be taken away from them just because somebody's trying to draw you out. They're gonna be like, they'll have to be very economical on how they use their ultimates. Both the Omens have their ultimates online. One's already used. Did not make a lot of sense to me to begin with. But well, value to be found.
Ace.
One
They're getting
enemy
caught off
remaining.
guard here. They're losing out on their players and the possibility of full-scale attack. Attack win is pretty much imminent. Mac the King's gonna be able to find 2, but Yuta had the perfect timing to go in for the refrag. 9-7, ladies and gentlemen, as Sovereign, they have answers for pretty much everything that is being thrown at them. The attack side of Split, even though it's so much more difficult, you can see how well coordinated the members of Sovereign are on this map. This is the Sovereign that we wanted to see in map number 1. And you can tell that Breeze is just not their home turf, because on other maps, they have answers, plus they have been scrimming on those maps a lot more frequently as well.
True that. True that. That's pretty evident even on the scoreline, nonetheless. But yeah, being able to actually, make sure that your overall performance does not tether even if one of the players falls down is going to be something that they have to be very cautious about.
What a shot, Vortex!
Like this, a very early loss of the smoker of the team. That's going to be kind of risky after the plant, and we are in the post-plant phase. But let's see how far this is going to be dragged, because 4v5 is still a very good post-plant scenario. Never mind.
Whitebeard.
One
If
enemy
you could have made it a
remaining.
4v1, it would still be great. The way Whitebeard is playing.
Absolutely. The man is just not missing a single shot here. And you can tell that Mighty looking to maybe even out the odds, give him an opportunity to do something more, but Vortex in the back, he's still not able to find the shots that he wants. Takes out a Whitebeard with him to the grave, but 3 rounds is what differentiates both these teams. Team Ace, they need to start taking a lot more of a proactive approach. Considering how often Sovereign are just running into these sites for free, unless I see Team Ace really start to utilize utility to stop them in their tracks, this game could all be but over, where Sovereign take this victory, and we're looking at a possible map number 3.
Yep.
Yes, this should do.
And it's gonna be none other than Bind. We're seeing a lot of love for Cypher, so why not go on to the Moroccan map? Any which ways. Yet again, an explosive start from the side of Mighty, but he has space, does not have any damage, and because this is a very open room, there's not much that can be done to actually avoid being targeted.
My ult's ready.
Oh goodness!
Like the king.
I'm the king! Wait! That was abomination.
One enemy remaining.
He's just Mac the King for a reason. Swings out, gets free frags, and he doesn't really care. His aim has been his biggest asset for the side of Team Ace. Utility usage is good. Yuta's also spotted out. One good stun. Do they even want to chase him? Yuta's such a dangerous player to go and chase out, but if you have utility coming in this well for Mac the King, you don't have much to worry about. 10-8. And finally, just as I stated here, by the way, Anna, they needed to take duels together, and they needed to take an initiative. And as soon as they did so, the team was able to find 4 value.
Do that.
Help a girl out.
The way they've been playing right now makes me feel like there's definitely an opportunity for Team Ace to actually close this off at a 2-0, which is something Sovereign is not going to be very happy about. And they're gonna try their best to actually go ahead and stop that as far as they can. Maybe even push us to the third map. Let's see. Being on the attacking side, the control of the game, the control of the pace is definitely towards the side of Team Ace. And look at that. Yet again, starting off by picking heads from the side of Sovereign team. It's already a 5v3.
There.
Not the end of the world just yet. Sovereign, Stella's almighty with the stinger in his hand, did make noise with the spike going down though. And that's gonna be an answer as Whitebeard!
One enemy
This
remaining.
guy with the sheriff, even with a vandal, a sheriff, give him any weapon.
Here.
He always finds value. The boogeyman under the
Playing on
bed
trades now.
with the members of Team Ace. Yep. They're scared. They don't want to give Almighty any form of an advantage. He does find a weapon though,
Yeah.
so you think he has a chance?
Maybe to get a couple frags, not
30
to actually
seconds
see
left.
the round
Cage
off. The fact that the whole team is unaware of where he is definitely gonna buy time, but well, there you go. The queue's been released. Cannot rotate anymore. And the team knows where he is.
10 seconds left.
They just have to
Spike
make
planted.
sure that they have at least two people working completely together. So that there's refrag potential. Oh, look at that.
Poor guy. The man's just stuck in a corner. And another thing is that they already knew Mighty can't go anywhere. There's a tripwire right in the middle of sight as well. So he couldn't move front. He has to be towards elbow. So Mac the King just needed to put out one stun, and that's pretty much it. Mighty just couldn't really do much there.
Yeah.
10 to 9, ladies and gentlemen, as the members of Team Ace, they have the answers, plus they have a lot of big ultimates to answer for Sovereign's one as well. 2 Showstoppers online, 2 Rolling Thunders, and a possible Into the Shadows as well coming in from Ace if he wants to dodge out maybe the Showstopper or even the Rolling Thunder and go in for a
Careful
sneaky play
there.
of his own.
True
There's things
plus
that
the
they can
operator
do
coming
here,
in.
Ahana. Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, it does seem like this could be a very strongly Team Ace round. However, if this one goes to Team Ace, then Sovereign will literally be running with ultimates for the next one because they won't really have enough economy to go for as many guns as they would want. Maybe a Hero Vandal would show up because there's one player who has more than 1,000 credits. So I don't see that as an optimal situation for Team Sovereign if this round is lost. Plus, it's gonna be the equalizer round, so they might want to take this one home. I mean, everyone would, but they're in more dire need of it.
True. Calm before the storm once again, it seems. As the members of Sovereign, they're trying to think this one through. Ronan, not really in the best of positions, I would say, to utilize this operator because he will be smoked in just a second. It's the first. Fail now being popped. He needs to survive! And the Showstopper doesn't find any value.
30
Good
seconds
dodge
left.
coming in from
Somehow.
Ronan. It's huge for him, and Ronan's gonna be able to get the
Wow.
kill regardless. Oh, he dies out in the process, and a big ultimate coming in from the sidelines here. Vortex is gonna be able to get a shutdown over onto another. Flash kill doesn't really get much value either. Markai immediate when it comes down to these kills, and this push going in towards the A side completely delayed out.
Cover going
Finds
out.
0 value. One Rolling Thunder coming in from the breach, and that's all that it took. And wait a minute, did the members of Sovereign utilize their own ultimate as well? Or did I miss it?
We know more than you.
Yeah, they also used their own breach ultimate.
Yes.
And they lost.
They did. And they lost. 2 ultimates, no value. This has to be one of the most disheartening rounds for them. And if this is able to get to their heads, then I don't think they'll have the metal to be able to come back into the next round with as much power as they did when they started off this map. And as we were talking earlier, this is one of those maps which is going to exhaust you to the point that after this, everything is going to be about who's making those mistakes much more often, who's more tired, who's more exhausted, who has lesser endurance. And that's going to be the losing team. That's going to be the team that bids us goodbye. It's not even going to come down to the skills and the strategies anymore.
Absolutely. You can tell that Sovereign, they're at their wits' end. Because of how Team Ace has been playing and how well coordinated their rushes have been this time around. It's a stark contrast to what they started off with. They were playing their own game, they were not really able to come together as a team, but now it's a completely different story. Especially with Mac the King leading the charge. I do believe this one breach is one of the main reasons why they're winning.
I've got your
There hasn't been a single flash that was wasted by this man. He always found value with the utility that he threw out. And to have a breach on your team that can do something like that is a rare sight to see.
Be faster.
Oh no.
Spike down B.
What was that spray
Give
shot?
this man a medal. He deserves it.
Marker.
One
Look at
enemy
that.
remaining.
They're just walking into it.
Child's play.
It's just
Yeah,
getting
it did.
round after round like this.
He did make it look like that, yeah.
Secure.
It's just the simplicity that was being brought down to the table here. Seems like we didn't get the full view when it came down to the intense replay, but we were able to witness Markai just get the perfect lineup over onto two players. 10 to 11. And another big problem is now showcasing itself. Look at what's on the defense side. Another showstopper is already online, and this will be a nuisance to deal with. Stun in hand. They're waiting for the flash to come in from Whitebeard first, but Markai, he's in a pretty horrible position to try and survive this. He's not going to be able to live here. Just get caught out, in Markai not being able to get out of that sticky situation is going to hurt. That's a brief gun being given away, and the flash is just beautiful coming in from the sidelines. They do get the kill. Vortex, good for the one. But he does not find anything more than that. Ronin needs to make a full rotation in to try and pick up the pieces that was left by his team, but what really happened? Yuta, though, does spot out one.
Just spotted.
The sneaky sniper in the back. Showstopper already utilized. He's rushing in towards the side, but it's a game of Yuta.
Wow.
And now, positioning's perfect. They know exactly where everyone is. Other than the Yuta with the double kill. The spray reigning supreme for this man. And Lady Luck just shined upon him. Those kills should not have happened. But for Sovereign, that's the saving grace that they require.
Goodness, Yuta. He literally overshadowed the brilliance that was shown here by Ronin by actually predicting where Kai is gonna be moving and just utilizing his showstopper.
Nah,
and then
dude.
Yuta goes ahead and he's like, I have something better up my sleeve. Destroys the rock. Brilliant.
It's just such... It don't make a damn sense of how he was able to win this round. It is what it is. It's now Ronin's turn to maybe find a little bit of doubt here. And to wait to come through and see exactly first. It's Mighty. He does have full heaven control at the bare minimum, but even with that, they don't really have any places that they can go. No one playing towards the side of mid, and Almighty, he's not even scared. They're clearing out vents. They are not opting to pivot towards the A side. And look at the members of A, Sahana. They made the right decision. They've been pivoting towards B. This is perfect for them.
30 seconds left.
Whoa.
Next.
Mighty just gave me a jump
I
scare.
know exactly where you are.
Even though I was looking at it from his perspective.
Spike down
Well,
B.
down to a 2v2.
One enemy remaining.
Bladestorm is on the line. He gets one frag. He will get the other as well. It was very low HP on Mighty to begin with, and that puts Ace
Match
on
point.
series point. It's gonna be the most important round for Team Ace.
30 seconds
They
left.
lose this, they give away an almost won series.
Spike down B.
Not only map, complete
Enemy
series.
remaining.
Look at his crosshair placement as well, Markai. This man's aim just does not go down from the head.
Here.
Discipline on this one
He's got
player
his
is just
priorities
incredible. To see.
decided.
Yep.
Here.
Wants to be a professional Valorant player and he's gonna make this one work. Ronin, he's in a ratty position and I love to see this. If anyone makes this entry, they're not gonna be clearing him out. That's no,
Whoa.
Ronin!
One enemy remaining.
Look at Marke covering up
down,
for
B.
Oh, there's
Defenders
nothing
win.
left to do. Goodness, this guy.
Mace proved me wrong. He really did. Markai just coming in huge here, holding down the lines for Ronin. And then being able to shut down the showstopper. Ronin, even though he did botch up the play, he was able to throw down a pain shell at the bare minimum to stop them from rushing in. And with his dying wish, he was able to make sure his teammates were able to finish everything out. Team Ace, they played the game of Valorant to perfection. I didn't expect something like this coming out from this squad after what Team Resonance did, but the members of Ace, they did their homework and they came back in towards this lower bracket stronger than ever. And if this is the squad that we're going to be able to witness moving forward in the lower bracket more, I'm pretty sure every other team, they're going to be shaking in their boots.
True that. They're all gonna start. I mean, they all need to start doing their homeworks alongside, because if you're having a team that's ready to put their time into actually, learning what you do to fight you off, that's the worst kind of opponent to have, because that's going to be someone who knows exactly what your move is going to be, and you gotta keep attempting to be unpredictable to actually be able to hold down your fort. So I think Team Ace is definitely going to be one of the teams to look out for in the lower brackets. It's not going to be an easy run for anyone.
Absolutely. I love the fact that Sovereign was slowly trying to adapt a couple of their playstyles, but they made one very key important mistake that was kind of made by the members of Team Ace as well. They underestimate their opponents. They wanted to go in for a full-scale rush without any form of information through an Omen smoke, mind you, which never works out in their favor. They were lacking information, first of all, which is one of the big problems of Sky nowadays. And they tried to make the rush happen, which just is not a probability anymore. If you're gonna play a Sky, playing a little bit slower is better compared to going in for rushes. And then there was Markai on this op. There was nothing that could phase this man. He was everywhere, but at the same time nowhere as well. You could not pinpoint exactly where this operator was going to be a problem. And even when he didn't have an operator in his hand, the man still was finding value by throwing out kills with the Bladestorm, with the Vandal. And it's just insane to say that a player can be this good with all of weapons and still find this much value. And then there is Yuta as well from the side of Sovereign, who tried his heart out to make sure his team was going to be able to cross that finish line. Yuta had a miraculous clutch to get those 2 kills from Heaven. That should not have been a possibility, but he was still able to do it.
True that. Yuta was definitely one of the pivotal points for the side of Team Sovereign, and even though he tried his best, he just couldn't fit in place as much as you would want to, because then again, this is a team game and you need the whole team to function with each other as an extension of each other rather than as partners playing together. And that's something that was working very well for the side of Team Ace compared to that for Team Sovereign.
Yep. For now, we're going to be jumping on down over into the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen, to see exactly what the storyline has been looking like from the top bottom. And you can see that Markai, the map has 22 kills, Magda King has 21. Every single player from the side of Team Ace hold their weight. Dr. Evil, yeah, he didn't have a phenomenal performance as he did in map number 1. But regardless of it, he's been getting impact prize. He's been setting up his players with his flashes, with his smokes. Vortex as well, I think, is the hero of this story. The man has 13 kills, 16 deaths, but when he did get a kill, he made sure that his teammates were able to capitalize on top of the kill and move on. But
Do that, but look
on
at
the opposite side of the spectrum, yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was just about to say. Whitebeard has 24. His breach was out of this world. My mind was blown. How can an initiator be so calm, cool, and collected to set up his teammates and also put up such big numbers? It's unheard of.
Through that. It was beautiful, beautiful performance from the side of Whitebeard and even from Utah. Like, these two, they literally put their team at a very good position, but it just could not go all the way to the win. Whitebeard being the MVP of this particular match. I just feel sad for the fact that they could not really take this one home.
Yeah, Sovereign really did try their hardest to get a couple of changes in, but the team just couldn't find that common ground where they could all rally upon. Looking at the series MVP, I'm pretty sure that it will be Mac the King. Not really that big of a surprise. The man really did do a beautiful job on both maps on that initiator. He was fragging out, he was able to set up his teammates. It was gorgeous all around.
I was thinking it was gonna be Markai though. I had a feeling.
Yeah, true.
But well,
Yeah.
nothing taken away from Mac King. Obviously, he has the title for himself and he's done a great job, as you mentioned. Was making sure that he's able to set up the teammates as well as go ahead and get the numbers for himself. Constantly making sure that his contribution was significant, whether you see it or not. It was always there.
Yep. The members of Sovereign, they're going to be a little bit sad with how their story did end, but I think that's completely fine. Go back to the drawing board, come back even stronger, as we will have a lot more tournaments coming on down the line, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be worried about that. So if you want to keep up with all the tournaments, make sure to check out all the links down below in the description. We have a lovely sale coming out from our sponsors, so check out Flipkart and also follow us on all of our socials, because here at TSC, the action never stops. Let it be Valorant, let it be other games. We have you all covered with tournaments every single time on every single month. But that's going to be all that we have for you for now for this particular stream. We are going to be going into a little bit of a short break here for 2 or 3 days. The next stream will be happening on Monday, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to be continuing the extravaganza and, of course, the hot, intense Valorant action that we had in front of the screens for this particular matchup. But for now, it's going to be your boy Aggressive with Anna signing on off. And we're going to be seeing you on Monday with a lot more Valorant action for the AMD Presents Flipkart Back to College Cup Season 1, powered by ASRock, Acer, WD Black, and Electronics. Good night and happy gaming, everyone.
Want a curved screen, high refresh rate gaming, and don't want to compromise? Well, the ASRock Phantom Gaming 27-inch 240Hz curved monitor is here to deliver. In the box, we've got our power cable, HDMI and DisplayPort cables, and a rugged stand. And finally, the ASRock Phantom Gaming monitor with an impressive 27-inch curved 1500R VA display. This makes for quite the immersive experience, especially in competitive games like Valorant, which demand higher refresh rates. Diving into the specs, this monitor goes up to 1080p, sports a blazing fast 240Hz refresh rate for silky smooth gameplay, and HDR10 support for vibrant lifelike colors. It covers 90% of the DCI-P3 and 113% of the sRGB color spaces, making those visuals pop at a max brightness of 300 nits. This is great for picking out enemies in low visibility situations. It's got a rapid 1 millisecond response time with MPRT mode to keep motion blur in check for perfect aim, and dual 2-watt speakers built right in just in case you don't have your headphones on you. For connectivity, this monitor is equipped with 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, 1 DisplayPort 1.2, and a headphone jack. The stand is solid with swivel and tilt adjustments, but there is no height adjustment. However, it does support VESA mounting if you want to customize your setup. The monitor also sports ASRock's low blue light technology, so those long rank up sessions are a little easier on your eyes. Additionally, FreeSync Premium is also present on this monitor, preventing screen tearing at unstable frame rates. Overall, this monitor does exactly what it says on the box. Super fast, high refresh rate gaming for titles like Valorant to give you the competitive edge you need. we've got something special for AMD users. The ASRock B650 Live Mixer motherboard. Packed with features and support for AM5 processors, this motherboard is a statement both visually and specs-wise. As an AM5 board, the ASRock B650 Live Mixer supports both AMD Ryzen 8000 and 7000 series processors and will continue to support all AMD CPUs until 2026. Whether you're upgrading or building a new rig, this motherboard has you covered. Power delivery is robust with a 14+2+1 phase power design, ensuring stable and efficient power distribution. For memory, it sports 4 DDR5 DIMM slots with support for 6400+ MHz speeds when overclocked. Expandability is key in any build, and the B650 Live Mixer shines with 3 PCIe 4.0 x 16 slots and an M.2 key E slot for Wi-Fi modules. Rear I/O is great with an HDMI and DisplayPort connector, 14 USB ports, out of which you get one 3.2 Gen 2 Type A port and a 3.2 Gen 2x2 Type C port. Those with blazing fast internet will be happy to see a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port at the back. For audiophiles, it features 7.1 channel HD audio with the Realtek ALC897 audio codec and Nahimic audio enhancement. Whether gaming or watching movies, you can expect immersive audio quality. Storage solutions are top-notch with one blazing fast PCIe Gen 5x4 M.2 slot and 2 PCIe Gen 4x4 M.2 slots. Additionally, it also has 2 SATA 3 connectors for additional hard drives or SSDs. All in all, the ASRock B650 Live Mixer motherboard is loaded with features that make it a formidable foundation for any high-end PC. Whether you're a gamer, a content creator, or just looking for a powerful system, this motherboard checks all the boxes.
Remaining.
Blinded.
One enemy remaining.
All these little things driving me crazy. I just wanna be free.